Hello, Pisces, and welcome to Tarot Talk. I'm Tommy, and I'll be hosting your weekly reading today. And we're going to dive right in with a super quick overview, but please stick around for the in depth reading after we finish that. All right, so you've got the Ace of Swords, Five of Pentacles, and the Six of Pentacles. Okay, Pisces. So it looks like with the Ace of Swords here that something recently has kind of come out of nowhere. Um, you can see that signified here by this hand that's kind of reaching out from the clouds here. It's kind of a radiating hand. And there's this solid vertical sword here up and ready for battle. This again is signifying that something really came out of nowhere, something that you didn't see coming. You weren't prepared for. Typically, I see this as a positive card. So this could have been some form of change in your life or a new idea, something that you're thinking about doing, maybe a new way of thinking or a new journey. So we'll keep going forward to see what that's about. You've got a Five of Pentacles here. Now, the Five of Pentacles shows these two figures walking along, and they're actually walking through the middle of a blizzard. This is all snow that they're traipsing through. So it seems that for some reason you've been feeling left out in the cold. That could be metaphorically speaking, it could be literally speaking, but I'm thinking it's something like you've been shut out of a situation. Now, the thing is, over here, there is this window and it's glowing this kind of this radiating glow, and if they would just look left and see, they would see the solution to their problem right there. So while they've been left out of something or feeling a little bit helpless, this is really guiding that the answer is right in front of them, or very near them if they would just look around. So again, we'll explore that further here in a moment. Now, you've also got the Six of Pentacles showing up here. And this represents generosity, the scales of equality here. So things being equal and being in balance. It's also highlighting the importance of both giving and receiving. So in this card, you could either be the figure that is so generously giving the coins to this person and helping these people, or you could be the person that feels in need of someone else's generosity. I'm getting this initial feeling that it may be the second half of that, simply because of this feeling that you have of being left out in the cold here. So we're going to go ahead and dive deeper here in just a second with the Celtic cross spread. But before we jump into that, I want to see how you are showing up in this situation to provide a little bit of clarity for us here. All right. You are the Emperor right now, it looks like, Pisces. So the Emperor here is a ruler, right? And they're usually a firm ruler. You're sitting on this throne here, which is a very structured, very rigid throne. It's not going anywhere. Geared up for battle. There are these mountains here in the distance that are symbolizing rigidity. Sometimes this card comes forth to remind you that it's better to lead by example and lead with compassion than being the one who runs with an iron fist here. So, kind of take caution in your daily life, in whatever you're ruling, whether this is a matter of business, a matter of the home. It's great that you are the emperor, but remember to bring the others with you in kind of a compassionate way, right? Again, lead by example here is what I'm getting. Okay, so again, we're going to do your Celtic cross spread. This is going to give us a little taste of the past, present, future, kind of what's going on in the subconscious mind, and see what advice we can get in this situation to give you the power to be able to help yourself here and kind of come in out of the cold. Now, I do want you to keep in mind that this is a general reading. So if this isn't resonating with you, please leave it behind. But please also feel free to share this with somebody who you feel might need this message. I would invite you to stay for the entire reading, even if it's not resonating with you now, because there's a possibility that a message may come out later in the reading that does better resonate. If you are going to stick around with us, I would ask you to please hit that subscribe button. Remember, subscribing to the channel doesn't cost you anything, and it really helps support the channel, keep it growing, and allows me to keep coming back and doing these readings for you. So let's check out what your obstacle is. What are the problems or what's standing in your way right now? Okay, so you've got the magician as your obstacle here, Pisces. And the magician is a card. You can see he's holding this wand here. He's got the infinity symbol over his head. There's this lush garden in the foreground here, a beautiful flower garden. And he's got on his table here a sword, a wand, a chalice, and a pentacle. It's symbolizing that typically you have, or in the past, you have always been able to find all the ingredients that you need to make something out of nothing, right? It's even kind of representing that this garden was made by the magician, that all these beautiful signs of abundance here were crafted by you. Now, being that that's in the obstacle position for you right now, I'm gathering that either you have kind of either that you're not getting all the ingredients that you need here to make something out of nothing. In other words, to find the solution to these areas. Let me move this so you can see that. Or that you might just be sick of having to be the one that always comes up with something. If you are the leader here and you're being looked up to by those closest to you, you're kind of being thought as the leader of all things and the person who has to solve everybody else's problems, right? And that might be why you're kind of getting this. There needs to be a balance, a give and take here. It's not just a one-way street. I'm still not quite clear on why we are feeling like we've been left out in the cold here. And I'm also not sure what this new idea is. So we're going to keep going forward here. In your subconscious, you have the world. Now that's interesting. The world is a great card. There's a wreath here that symbolizes a new cycle is about to begin. You have 4 fixed zodiac signs here representing that kind of the power of the stars, the power of the zodiac is behind you here. Supporting you is what I mean by behind you. This figure is dancing in the sky. There's this scarf kind of almost making an infinity symbol here, like this is infinite, this world card. I always see this card too as being kind of on top of the world since she's in the sky, or the world being at her feet, right? So I think in your subconscious or deep down, you really appreciate the fact that people are looking up to you and you want that part to continue, but in this cycle, maybe in a new way. Again, you don't want to have to be the problem solvers for all. Again, just still really resonating this give and take here that you have a desire for, that you don't want to be the only one having to constantly pick up the pieces, I think. Let's look at the recent past. Okay, in the recent past here, you've got the 7 of Pentacles. Now, in this, you see this guy, he's leaning on this staff here, and he's just staring longingly at his garden full of pentacles, or this bush full of pentacles here. One of them has popped off, or it looks like he's been able to collect one, but he's looking at the others saying, when am I going to get to collect these other pentacles here? When is my ship going to come in? When am I going to get to harvest the fruits of my labor here? So it seems, again, recently you have really put a lot of thought into wanting something more. I keep coming back to that, that there's a desire for some type of, I don't know if I want to say peace. That's what's trying to come to mind here, but it's almost, I guess it could be peace, that it's like you're kind of sick of dealing with other people's problems around you. And it's not that you don't love them and don't want to support them. It's just like, you can only really help so much. And when is it going to be your turn to be the recipient here and to be able to collect, bear the fruits, or not bear the fruits, but gather the fruits of your labor. And I think that somehow ties to this new epiphany. Something's going to be revealed here. Uh, let's take a look at what's going on in your conscious. So, what you are aware of, the Knight of Wands. Okay, so this would indicate that you've got a bit of a fire in your belly, right? You have this passion to start something new, or do something new. You want to be on this new path. You want to see yourself being excited about things again, right? You're looking for that thrill, that kind of adrenaline rush to take you to places unknown or parts unknown. So it's almost like I'm getting, instead of being left out in the cold, it's more like you're just kind of in this like stalemate, stagnant type position, and you want something to get your blood pumping again. Maybe that's the new idea you've had here is like, let's go on a trip, let's go on a vacation. I'm stuck in a rut here, and I really just need something new to do. That's really interesting. Let's see in your near future here what's going on. Okay, so you've got the Five of Wands here. And the Five of Wands indicates conflict. Okay, you can see all these different colors. Everybody's wearing something different. So they're all on different teams, right? They're not wearing uniforms, they're not representing each other. It's like everybody's in it. There's just things going everywhere. They're swinging these wands through the air almost in a battle, but notice that none of the wands are actually making contact with anyone. It's almost as if they're looking and aiming at each other's wands, right? So they're just trying to lock wands, which tells me that this is more of an internal conflict that you're having. I don't think it's so much outside of you. I there may be somebody that's kind of fueling this, or somebody, it might be a romantic partner that's kind of, you're a little bit unhappy with. They're kind of a bump on the log is what I'm getting. And you're like, I want to do something, I want to go somewhere, or help me out here, don't make me be the only one to take care of the kids, or I'm kind of getting that energy from this. But I think the real conflict is here is with yourself. And you're kind of thinking, man, I have this new idea, something I could go do that would help kind of feel my oats, but I'm not sure if I should do it. This, you're kind of torn on, do you just take charge of this situation like you've had to so many others and say, look, I'm booking this vacation, or we're moving to this new state, or something along those lines. I'm getting kind of, you're wanting some kind of a big shakeup here, but something that will help balance the scales a little bit more. Okay, let's take a look at how you see yourself. All right, so you're seeing yourself as this Page of Pentacles, and pages typically represent rather new beginnings, but they also represent some learning here. So I think whatever this is, this idea or this change, you want to craft something that you understand, or you want to understand a lot about what it is that you're trying to craft or what you're thinking about doing. So you're kind of in this deep intellect part right now, right? You're almost on this soul searching journey, I would say, which typically I would say that's more hermit energy, the hermit card. But that's what's coming through for me on this one. You've got this pentacle here, which is just kind of representing this thing or this idea that you're really studying, something that you're giving some strong consideration to, but I'm not quite sure what that is. Uh, let's look at your external influences, see what in the world around you is impacting this situation. Okay, so here you have strength. And once again, I think you are her. You are this figure. Okay. You know, what I'm seeing here is this lion, and he's really submitting to her, right? She's closing his mouth, but she's not doing it forcefully. She's very gently kind of putting this pressure on to close his mouth. And the lion is letting her do that. He's got his tail between his legs, so he's really into submission here. And I think that this is almost representing, it's going back to this magician energy here. Okay, so you are again feeling like you have to take care of everything. Somebody else didn't go out and close the lion's mouth and tame the lion. You had to do it. So it's almost, I'm getting that's really bizarre. I've never gotten that energy from this card before. I'm getting this, you have the strength to kind of carry your family, carry the load. This is feeling very domestic, very household related, like you are in charge of the house, and if it weren't for you, nothing would get done. You're the one who always has to have the strength to make sure everybody gets their stuff done. uh, wild this energy I'm getting from this. Okay, let's take a look at your hopes and fears here, Pisces. All right, Queen of Cups, this is where I think you hope to be. You want to be in a position where you feel appreciated. um, you want to have a full cup. Now, the Queen of Cups uh, has the most powerful looking cup out of the entire deck. This cup always, to me, doesn't even look like a chalice. It looks like a trophy. It's like there is pride here that this queen has in it, pride in her emotions, and she's wanting her emotions to be just bigger than big, but in like this calm, cool, collected, appreciated, and loving kind of way. She wants to be adorned, right? She's wanting all of these people to say, thank you for taking care of me. Thank you for being the one to make sure that everything always comes together. Thank you for always making something out of nothing. And by getting that gratitude, I think you're going to feel not so left out in the cold. You're going to feel the proper, that you're receiving as much as you're giving, and that you're not the only one giving here. Let's look at the outcome of this situation. Okay, so here we've got the Four of Swords. This is honestly telling you to slow down and reflect. Okay, this week, because this, remember, this is a weekly reading, and so this is the outcome for this week. So this is your advice. Um, you see the man lying here on this kind of table, and I know a lot of people think that this might symbolize that he's passed away, but that's not really the case. This is more representing literally take a nap. Okay, but beyond that, it's also, some of this is you need to go within to find out how to do this. um, it's interesting with all of this, you feeling like you've been left out in the cold and feeling like you've got to take care of things, and there's this internal conflict. Other than the Page of Pentacles, the only thing that I see missing here is there's no inward reflection happening here. It's like you're upset about the situation, you don't like it, but I don't see, typically in a reading like this, I would expect to see, again, the Hermit looking for inner wisdom and strength. I would look for um, the Hanged Man, where you would be going internally trying to resolve this conflict, but I'm not seeing that here. It's kind of like you're aware of it and you know that you want things to change, but you're not going inward. So this would be the week. My hope is, number one, that you let go during this recent full moon that we had. That would be the time, would have been the time to release what is no longer serving you. If you haven't done that yet, please do. Now would be the time to do it. Um, this is also a time to go within and really put it on your calendar if you have to. Block out the time for you, Pisces, for yourself, to do some meditation, some journaling, and get out there and connect with nature. Go for a walk by yourself, bundle up if it's cold, and make sure that you're spending 10-15 minutes a day meditating and the same amount of time journaling. Whether you do that in the morning or the evening is up to you, but it's time for some soul searching here, is what I'm getting, because I think you know how to solve this. I think there are some things you probably could do to get to this Queen of Cups energy that you want to be in, but the answer is going to lie within you. Okay, for everybody to be celebrating you, for you to feel on top of the world, you're going to kind of have to figure out how to put down your fist a little bit, but do it in a way that again, instead of being the iron-fisted ruler and just telling everyone what they should be doing and telling everyone, hey, treat me with respect, it's kind of one of those, let's take a softer approach and let's figure out what that is. And you catch more bees with honey, okay? And that answer is inside you. Let's take a look at the shadow card. All right, shadow card here, Three of Wands, not surprising. You're looking out at the horizon here and you see these ships that are out here in the distance. Now, those are sailing away to new lands, new opportunities, and expansion, but also I typically get from this card, and I definitely get it from you, is, and I think I may have even said it here at one point, you're waiting for your ships to come in, right? You're looking longingly over this vast landscape and you're saying, man, look at all that I've built, look at all that I've done. Where is my abundance? Where is, and we're talking emotional abundance here, but when am I going to feel fulfilled? When am I going to feel the love and support that I've given to so many others? When is that going to come back? And again, this is your sign to go and look within. The answer is within you. All right, we're going to take a quick look here at your Cosmic Wisdom Oracle card. This should give us a little bit more guidance, maybe just one little step more that we can add to this here. Okay, you've got Gemini energy here. You can be both the student and the teacher, the seeker and the guide, the speaker and the listener. Embrace your duality. You don't have to choose. Again, all about balance. The same thing that showed up in the very beginning here with the Six of Pentacles. It's all about giving and receiving. So being the student here as the Page of Pentacles, but also being the teacher in the Queen of Cups. What's the old saying? You give, you get what you give, right? So if you want to get this Queen of Cups energy, we need to be showing that to others. Okay, even if they're dependents of ours, it's going to be important that we're showing the same love and respect that we want to get. Okay. All right, let's do one more oracle card here. And while I shuffle these, I did want to let you know that I am offering personal readings now. So if you're interested in that, there are some pretty affordable options in there. Check the link out in the description of this video. Okay, miracles. You're being asked to pay extra close attention to all the big and small miracles that have already occurred in your life, and also to those that are currently occurring and are still to come. Miracles surround you. Be on the lookout for them. So the final message there, I think, is sometimes, again, to get this Queen of Cups to step into that Queen of Cups energy, we have to put gratitude out there in the world too. So while you're meditating, make sure to incorporate something, maybe some affirmations in that or something. Again, do it. Sometimes I do it in the shower while I'm getting ready. I'll turn on some affirmations and 10-15 minutes in the shower, and I'm just saying my affirmations, my thanks, giving thanks to the universe for everything that I have, no matter how big or small. And I think if you're putting that out, being thankful for all of the little miracles in your life, all of these people that count on you and that really do love you, even if they're not showing it in the best way right now, show gratitude both to them and for them. Okay, Pisces? So it's going to be a great week. Go out there and embrace love this week. Love to yourself and love to others. And I can't wait to see how this turns out. It's going to be great. You are going to find your answer of how to get to the Queen of Cups. And I will see you next week.